Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking to you about stress. And you know what I'm stressed about? I'm stressed about you not subscribing and not sharing and not doing these things. So if you get value, please be sure to do that. So here's the story. I travel a lot for work. I get lucky enough to speak all over the place. I was just in Barcelona. Last week I was in the States. Next 2 weeks I'm in Canada. And the States trip is the one I want to talk to you about. So I was flying from South Africa to London, then London to New York City. And when I arrived in London, I get a message, and it's the airline telling me that my flight to New York had been cancelled. They would move me out later in the day, hoping to arrive there. I'd arrive in New York a day later. The problem was, my first speaking gig was 4 hours after I landed, or 5 hours after I landed in New York. So I was missing my first gig. My first thought was I felt every single bit of stress, just to build up inside me. And I was thinking, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And I had to contact the venue, and I had to tell the client, and all of these things, and it was a nightmare. And at some point I just sat there, and I'm still on the plane, and I thought, stressing is a decision. Stress is a decision. It is something that I can choose to do or not, but it will not move the needle at all. In fact, all it can do is make things worse. Yes, I was going to miss a speaking gig that I was paid to do at a place, but there was a way I could figure out around it. But stressing, and anyway, as I'm standing in this queue waiting for the airline to rebook, and people are shouting and screaming and doing all of these things. And I write every day a New Day's resolution, and I'd been sitting on the plane there. My New Day's resolution was to remain 100% positive the whole day about everything. No matter how bad it gets, I'm going to remain positive. And I'll actually link to why I do these New Day's resolutions, and you can see a blog post below. I highly recommend you read it. But so I just decided, so everything happened. I had to stand in one queue, and then they said, no, you moved to a different airline. Can you stand in a different queue? I did that one. Then I went back to the first queue again. I'm waiting in queues for 2 hours. I did a meditation with an app, and then I get to the front of the counter, and everyone's been shitting in the sky because he's having the worst day. So I didn't. And I was nice, and I told him I understood, and he jumped up. It was a snowstorm that caused the whole problem, and nothing he could do. And they stood up, and he ran to all the other airlines himself, and he found me a seat, and he got me there. Taryn contacted the customer. They explained what's happened. There's a snowstorm. They know that every flight into JFK has been cancelled. There's nothing they could do. They found a way to move it so that we could make it happen. And I didn't stress once. I got there. I ended up doing that event after 2 days later. Everything worked out fine. Everybody's happy, including the guy I was dealing with there. And this realization for me that day, this penny drop moment around the fact that stress is a decision. You make the decision. There are stressful situations, but how much you decide to stress on it is entirely up to you. And if you need to, next time this happens, next time you find yourself, this was crazy. I'm flying halfway across the world to an event that I can no longer do, but there was nothing I could do about it. So when things are out of your control, when you are giving stress energy to something that is not in your control to fix, it's only bad for you. And what I really want you to try and do right now is just to decide not to. Decide not to stress. Decide to be 100% positive. Next time there's something terrible, set that as your New Day's resolution. It will make you happier, it'll make the people around you happier, and for the most part, it's not going to make any situation any worse. Stress is a decision. It never helps anyone. Act accordingly.
Hey, what's up guys? My name is Joshua Missing Link. Thanks for watching Rich's video. If you really liked it, hit that like button below and please subscribe. We'll see you next time.